I love what they did at the trade deadline.
Put it in perspective.
They had to make some moves even before the trade deadline. I think the COVID situation with Aaron Judge, All-Star break with Aaron Judge, who else went out? Gio Urshela. There's a few players that went out. That was a blessing in disguise because they called up a few players from the minors. This kid Chris Allen, who has speed and can hit for average, he's been phenomenal. He's hitting in the ninth spot. Like it's a little situation like that, and they there's something they were lacking. The Yankees for the last several years, they're built for power. They're built to hit home runs. I get it, but if you look at the history of even the Yankees' past World Series, even the last World Series, the last few teams that won, they play small ball. They hit for average. They know how to run the bases. The Yankees didn't have that. The Yankees were lacking that, and it was terrible. And this year, for some odd reason, they weren't hitting at all either, on top of everything they were lacking. And then on top of that, your bullpen wasn't great, and your starting rotations in shambles. Severino comes back, I think, in the middle of August. They're preparing for him. He's been out for over a year and a half because he had Tommy John surgery. Garrett Cole, ever since the stick, they've been the pine tar and the stick, taking the sticky away from the pitches. He has not pitched the same. And he's your ace. He's been getting tagged. He got tagged. Was it last night or the night before? He got beat the fuck up. So the Yankees have a lot of problems, man. But I mean, the players they pulled at the trade deadline, you got Anthony Rizzo and you got Joey Gallo from the Rangers. You got Anthony Rizzo from the Cubs. They're both great hitters, good fielders, great gloves, but they also strike out a lot. And I mean, but so far, Anthony Rizzo, he just hit a home run tonight. So I mean, they're playing the Marlins though, tagging up on Jeter's team and Don Mattingly's team. But we'll see, man. But they got a lot of fucking issues to iron out. The only thing that's going to save their season, and MLB is smart, they added the second wild card. If there's no second wild card, I don't see the Yankees making the playoffs. That might be their saving grace. If they can get that second wild card, which they're not far off, I think they're like a game and a half back. I think is it Seattle? Somebody in front of them. But they have the potential with this team. If they turn it around, they can get that spot. But there's no way they get in the AL East. They're not taking it from Tampa or the Red Sox. So, but there's a lot of issues in the Bronx going on. They need to iron that shit the fuck out. But yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt that. Blazing. I'm surprised because they made the playoffs last year.
Yes.
And but they were like
only 60 games last year. That wasn't. Come on, it's cold. It was shortened season.
But what's the biggest difference? Because 2 years ago they played Houston. That was where the beef started, right? With Houston.
Nah, a few years ago. It started 2017. Really, it actually like the hate for the Astros brewed when A-Rod was still there. When the Yankees made the wild card game that year, and the Astros still had Dallas Keuchel as their starting pitcher. He started that game. The Yankees lost. I think it was like 3-0 or something like that. The hate for the Astros started then. And then A-Rod retires midseason. They get rid of A-Rod. They forced him out. They bring up an all-star, a future all-star. We didn't know at the time, Aaron Judge. Gary Sanchez gets up. These dudes come up and they change the team. They are the baby Yankees. So, that's what it is. In 2017, finally get back to the playoffs, start making a run. We run into the Astros in the ALCS. We knock out the Cleveland Indians, and that was a great series. Great series. Yes. That season, my man from the Mets fan put the thumbs down, and the Yankees ran with that. That was like their thing to hang on, like to run for that season. But yeah, that's what started, man. And we lost to Houston, and then I think 2018 was it 2018 they played again? Or was it 2019? 2019 they played the Astros again, and then of course that short motherfucker, man. What's my man name from the Astros?
Not Altuve. Altuve's he got hurt off the break.
Altuve hits the walk-off against Aroldis Chapman. And that's the season where they claimed they were cheating, and he didn't want to rip off his jersey because he had the clicker on his chest. So that right there, that's where the vitriol like stemmed from. And the Astros are hated just as much as the Red Sox right now. So
in New York.
In New York, yes.
Okay,
oh no,
so
all over the MLB. So many teams hate the Astros for doing that change.
So Altuve had a bad year last year. He's at 280 this year, so that's not bad.
No, he's doing good this
year. Yeah, but he's a career 309 batting average. RBIs, walks, 47 walks. That's pretty good actually. Midway, that's really good because he had his career high before that.
Ain't no garbage cans.
But you know what I say? I think all that is good to me. To me, all them garbage can stuff. It's like I still think you got to bring. I just seen a clip with Barry Bonds and Eric Gagne where Eric Gagne said, "Yo, if we up 3-0, Eric Gagne was one of the best relief pitchers, if not the best at that time. Roided up. He ain't lying to me, Eric Gagne. I see you. I think he was either Colombian or whatever he was. He was ill though with the glasses, and he told Barry Bonds they were cool. They were like on some some worldwide tour or whatever it was. If we up 3-0 in the ninth, I'm coming for you. And Barry Bonds like, yeah, all right. And you see the whole sequence take place, and Barry Bonds is talking about it. And I'm like, wait, this game counted? It's not a preseason game? And he pitched to him, and he's telling him, I'm gonna pitch to you. And Barry Bonds, he's commentating, challenging him, but no, Barry Bonds is commenting on it in like afterwards, and they're telling him about the at bat, and he's like, yeah, the first time he kind of nodded, you see him, then you see my face, then you see, look at his face, what he does. He's supposed to challenge me, so he can't get away from me. He pitches to him, Barry Bonds ends up smacking it, makes the game 3-2. So these are these supposed unspoken rules. To me, I would have never pitched to him whatever he wanted. No, I'm trying to win the game.